Dreamweaver contains several different viewing modes that help you to work with the content of web pages. These viewing modes help you to efficiently create and edit content in Dreamweaver, helping you to ensure that your web pages are error-free. Let's take a look at how these viewing modes work. Now, I'm beginning this video with Dreamweaver CS6 already open on my computer. And from the welcome screen, I'm simply going to click on the HTML button under the Create New category. So if I go ahead and click that button, that's going to create a brand new web page. Now, if you don't have your welcome screen visible, what you can do is simply go to the File menu in Dreamweaver and choose New, and simply choose HTML and None for the layout, and just click Create. So when we create a new web page in Dreamweaver, you'll notice our viewing modes are located in the upper left-hand corner of our document bar. And you can see that we currently have 3 different buttons that are located here. Now, to see how this works, I'm just going to go ahead and click in the document area and I'm going to type some text here. So I'm going to go ahead and type in here Dreamweaver CS6 viewing modes. And maybe up here in the title field, we'll go ahead and change this to viewing modes. So this is just an example web page that we're working with. Now, the goal of Design View is to, at a quick glance, show you what your web page is going to look like. And although this is a truly basic web page, we're really doing some very basic functions in here, we can see that this is essentially my web page. Right here we have a title and we have what the web page is going to look like. Now, to see the core of what the web page is, we can come over here and click on the code button. And a lot of people ask me, do I really need to know the code? And the answer is yes. You do have to have a basic and fundamental understanding of the code so that you can understand when Dreamweaver happens to make a mistake or when things just aren't working correctly. So one of the things I'm noticing right here is that this text does not have a tag applied. So I'm going to switch over to Design View. We're going to highlight this text and let's come down here to the Format menu and I'm going to choose Heading 1. And you can see my text gets a lot bigger. And if we switch over to Code View, now we can see that Dreamweaver CS6 Viewing Modes is wrapped in an H1 tag. So the code view is showing me essentially the core of the document, really what is making up all of the bits and pieces of the document. And you can also see up here in the head section, which is right here, we have a title tag that was automatically applied when we plugged in this field. So that's one of the important things to understand with these different viewing modes is that any changes I make in one viewing mode, for instance the design view, automatically gets made in the code view as well. So it really doesn't matter which viewing mode you work in, all of the viewing modes will update simply to reflect the exact same document. So that's going to work out just fine. Now, what I'm going to do is we also have a split view. And the goal of split view, if you go ahead and click on that, is to show me the best of both worlds. Over here, I have a design view, and over here I have the code view. Now, one thing I want to show you, we'll go ahead and put our cursor after the closing H1, and I'm going to press return, and I am going to type some code here. I'm going to type an opening bracket and a P, and I'm going to close that, and I'm just going to type this is a test. And then I will close the P tag. Now, one of the things that Dreamweaver does not do is it does not do a live update when I'm editing one mode versus the other, at least when I can see both modes in the split view. And you can see that right here because I entered some text in the code view, but it did not update over here. And this is very evident in a couple of places. You'll notice way over here, I have this refresh button, and that button also appears down here in my properties panel as well. So if I click the refresh button in either of those locations, or as you can see here, you can also press F5 on your keyboard. When I click the refresh button, now it does the update and updates the design view with the change I made in the code view. So the 3 different viewing modes that we have inside of Dreamweaver is the code view, the split view, again, best of both worlds, and the design view. So as you can see, these viewing modes can be quite helpful when working with web pages in Dreamweaver. And you'll find that as you work with Dreamweaver and build more and more web pages, that these viewing modes will really help you to produce good quality web content. You'll also find that these viewing modes complement themselves. Where one viewing mode falls short, the other one will pick up the slack.